Over the last several years, some of the most popular 1-ounce silver coins released have been coins honoring our Marvel and DC superheroes. But what surprised many collectors was that it wasn't the 1-ounce silver coins honoring the heroes that took the collecting world by storm. It was actually the coins released by the New Zealand Mint that honored the comic books themselves that brought those heroes into our lives. And tonight we have the newest releases in the DC and Marvel Comics series. The 1-ounce silver Detective Comics number 27, the first ever appearance of the iconic Vigilante, Batman, and Marvel Comics number 1, Avengers number 1. The first ever time the iconic superhero team would come together to fight against Thor's evil brother Loki. Detective Comics number 27, the Batman coin, is item number 905-10720. That's 905-10-72-0. And Avengers number 1 is item number 905-10721. It's 905-10-72-1. And while our limited supplies last, we are just $139.95 per coin, and these are going to be some of the most sought-after pieces released this year. I couldn't find any of our competition with these brand new coins coming out, but we did find the Action Comics number 1. For those of you who don't know, that's the first appearance of Superman, and that retails today for upwards of $300. We're more than $160 less for the newest releases in the series that honor two of the most iconic superheroes and superhero teams in the history of comic books, Batman and the Avengers.
And one of the most important things to note here, look at the bottom of that little card there, mintage 5,000. Each one of these has that incredibly low mintage of just 5,000 pieces, and that is worldwide, folks. That is not just in the US or not just out of New Zealand. This is a worldwide mintage of just 5,000 pieces. And that is it. Now, each one comes with its own, of course, official government packaging. That reverse of the box also doubles as the certificate of authenticity. These are 1-ounce silver, pure silver pieces, and they're in this amazing shape of the comic book. So you have the comic book cover colorized on the front of the coin there. They're legal tender, $2 legal tender pieces made by the New Zealand Mint on behalf of the island of Niue. And of course, so it's the most special part about it is it's the images and what it represents. The first ever Batman appearance, which is May 1939, the comic book of May 1939, and then the first ever Avengers appearance. Each one of these available at $139.95 each. You'll see the Your Choice banner on the left. That means you join us whichever way that works for you. One or the other. If you're a Batman fan, a DC fan, a Marvel fan, Avengers fan, or you have one and you need the other. We give you that opportunity to choose, but always can buy both and still save.
Yes, and these are incredibly popular because they are the first appearances of some of the most iconic heroes in the superhero world. Batman needs no explanation. He's the one person in the superhero world who has absolutely no superpowers other than being an incredibly skilled fighter with an unlimited bank account. He goes toe-to-toe with beings strong enough to destroy entire planets, and his level of strategy and commitment always means that him and the Justice League come out on top one way or the other. Detective Comics number 27 was the first time that the Batman, as he was called back then, would ever appear. It wouldn't be for another calendar year until 1940 that Batman number 1 would come out, his very own comic book. Now, for the Avengers fans, you might look at the comic book cover here and think, that doesn't look anything like the people from the movies I have been watching over the last several years. And that's because this is from 1963. Came out in September of that year, and it was Avengers number 1. And for those of you who may notice, that's an old school looking Ant-Man on the bottom and someone who looks like they have bug wings. That's actually Wasp, though their suits are now mechanical in the modern-day Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that's because the original group in the Avengers was Iron Man, Ant-Man, Hulk, Thor, and the Wasp. They swapped those out for Hawkeye and Black Widow in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, largely in part due to the fact that the Avengers movie could not come out until several of the other movies came out first, like Captain America, the first Avenger, or Iron Man, and the several Hulk movies that had been coming out. While this actually did follow the exact footsteps of the comic books themselves, changing the team up almost constantly, the Hulk would only last for one issue before he would be swapped out with Captain America, which would become a running gag in the comic series. The Avengers team has been around so long, we're currently seeing the 7th or 8th iteration of them in the modern day comic book universe. However, the TV series and movie series will always exist in their own universe unless we get really lucky in multiversal war and get them blended together somehow. These coins have mintages of just 5,000 each, and that's for the entire world. And these coins are wildly popular over in Asia and Europe right now. Outside of those half-gram gold coins, these are hands down some of the most popular. All of the other comic book coins that are shaped like this to feature the original iconic designs have been an almost immediate sellout with the New Zealand Mint, and I'm certain these two are going to follow suit. With just 5,000 coins available, if they limited them to just the United States, that's just 100 coins per state. And I'm willing to guarantee you there are a lot more than 1 million Marvel or DC comic book fans per state in the United States, hands down. 330 plus million people in this country, and those movies were in the box office #1 for how many months?
Right, absolutely.
These are going to be very hard to find.
Very hard to find. The first coin that comes to mind as far as popularity is when Disney first brought out Steamboat Willie in the year 2017. They made 250,000 of those. Sold out, incredibly difficult to find, and now we are with these new very unique pieces at very small, limited mintages of just 5,000 a piece. They're absolutely incredible. And even if you turn this to the side, you're going to see the pages of the comic book. And when we show you that reverse side again, you're going to see that page peeling up on the back cover. They've done an incredible job as far as detailing the 1 ounce silver piece. Again, 99.9% silver. And in this incredible detail on the cover as well, representing the first time in history we have Batman in a comic. The first time, the Batman, the Caped Crusader protecting Gotham, and the first time ever for the Avengers. 1963, I think you said, 1939 for Batman. So you're bringing history with modern technology.
Yes. These coins are also incredible works of art. You heard her describe, they have actual page lines on the side and a page peel on the back. There's a reason the New Zealand Mint has always been the one tapped to do these Marvel and DC Comics coins, is because they put extreme effort into making sure every one of these are going to be as beautiful as the comic books themselves when they first came out all those years ago. And for many comic book fans, this coin might be the easiest way for you to get your hands on these iconic comic books. Avengers #1 and Detective Comics #27 are up there with some of the most sought-after comic books in the history of comic books. The only other ones that are marginally more popular than them are Action Comics #1, aka the original comic book for superheroes. These are just $139.95, more than $160 less than what the coins released just last year honoring these comic books are already retailing for. Each coin will arrive in these beautiful government packagings that have been themed directly to the DC and Marvel universes. You cannot go wrong with either or both. Just grab them now before they're gone.